not even like
I
this
didn't
is.
even I didn't even record any of that.
I know, but I'm saying if you did, and I was to watch this back, I wouldn't find us any difference whatsoever.
Yeah, but still, it's like, oh yeah, here's a video. We're talking about Y2K and Red saving a story.
Is that
We're not
now?
even.
No intro yet.
We still
Why
even
are we
haven't
even
talked
doing
about
this?
why we're doing this.
But that's too organized. That's not what we're about.
I feel like we should at least give the people something like, hey, this is
Have you
replacing
started
Pimp My Eye.
recording?
Yes, I'm
Especially when there
recording this
isn't
now.
gonna be a-
Okay. See,
Especially when there isn't gonna be a good visual that also adds context clues. We definitely need a little bit of structure.
so you want
There
to do
can
that
be
kind of like
chaos and
storytelling?
structure.
You
I-
want to tell that kind of storytelling where we just like we don't let them know what's going on yet. We just ramble on and little breadcrumbs along the way. Have you guys been watching
Then,
WandaVision?
I don't watch that show. Okay, welcome
That
everybody
show
to
got me-
Shut up!
Okay.
Beep, beep.
You know what? Just because of that, Red, you're getting the fucking simp roll back on the email
I
Discord.
will leave that server, and I have no regrets whatsoever.
Okay. Welcome to Pimp My Podcast, everybody. The podcast nobody wanted, but you're getting it. So, Red, explain why we're doing this, because this is all your fault.
Is it? Is it my
Yes.
fault?
Because
It
we
is.
haven't done the final episode of season 2 yet.
Yeah, we haven't done the
shoot.
final
You know what?
episode of Pimp My Ranch.
That
We're
is
not
correct.
doing Pimp My Island.
We are doing Pimp My Island, just
We're just
Not
waiting.
yet. We're probably
No,
not doing it
just-
for a year.
Well, we said we're gonna do it. See, here's the problem. I don't even know what's going on. If I'm being completely honest.
Okay, so just to explain it really quickly, Red is a baby about his computer. It doesn't want to run games, so an alternative
No,
for
no,
the
no.
three
I am
of
not.
us.
I
I-
am not baby. I am stingy with my money, and I do not want to spend money on a new one just
All right,
yet.
you're stingy and a baby because you played Minecraft the other day with us, and there was no issues.
Okay, but I played 1.8. You know that's different. You guys are trying to get me to play big Minecraft. I don't like big Minecraft.
I have told you several times before. As long as
What
you're
have you told
here
me?
for the episode, it's fine.
Just
You
the last episode, the base tour,
Fine.
and that'll be it.
Yeah, the
I mean,
only
I could be in the call. I never said I couldn't.
that'll what
It's
that's
of your
this
base.
is this is a conversation for another time. But basically,
Okay.
we'll talk. You know, we'll talk about that in a second, and then we'll do Red Sim
Will we?
story. But so what we're doing is, I wanted an excuse for the three of us to still get together every month at least, because
he's getting lonely.
well, no, but also because that I feel like the three of us, we make probably the most entertaining content on my channel, other than Beam and G.
Also, we're good friends.
That too.
I'm smiling even though you can't see it right now. Friends.
So I decided Pimp My Ranch failed with bringing guests on every episode. Our only guest was Matt.
Number one fan.
Yeah, number one fan. He's probably
Love you,
going to end up
Matt.
being our first guest anyways. But yeah, we're going to do a monthly podcast where the three of us sit down, sometimes with a guest, sometimes just the three of us, and
I
we
don't
talk
want to
about a
promise
bunch of random...
guests.
I don't want to
Wait,
promise
so it'll be
them.
once a month?
Yeah, once a month. We're not doing this once a week.
Oh.
There is no fucking way I'm doing a podcast once a week.
Once every other week?
We'll see. Let's feel
Okay.
let's feel this out first.
Fair enough.
So the whole concept of this is we're gonna talk. I'm gonna drive random cars in the background. I don't know what you two are gonna do. I think you guys talked about passing around a drawing, and I'll show it at
No,
the
so
end.
we're no, like not even a drawing. We're just gonna like talk, and you're gonna record us drawing stuff, and like we're gonna use that to explain. Like, where those draw my life videos? That's what I was thinking. We're just gonna
That's
talk.
also what I was thinking. But also, I'm just honestly scrolling through our chat trying to find the itinerary. Oh, I just fucking found it.
I'm still playing this card game. I thought I was gonna be playing FIFA, but I'm playing this card game.
Yeah, so basically, we're going to play games. The background footage is going to be me driving in several different driving games, sometimes Minecraft, maybe even Cooking Simulator one episode. I don't know. But Yeah, this is
Yeah,
just
that's
going to be
awesome.
an hour of us talking, and you get to catch up with us every month or every other week if we decide to do that. I don't know. But yeah, so we're not doing Pimp My Island. This is your replacement, everybody. And don't whine. Yell at Red. It's his fault.
I
Not
take no responsibility whatsoever.
Yes, you do.
to be fair, the base 2 or the season finale of season 2 is Red. The Pimp My Island is something else. Don't you agree?
I mean, I
completely agree.
guess, but I just want Red there because,
That
conversation.
I
too.
just want it to be
That
there.
too. But there's other reasons why we're not doing Pimp My Ranch right now, or like in the next 2 months.
We are in a
Besides
transitioning
school.
period where we're gonna see what happens with the server.
All right, let's not get too far into this because then Matt might strangle me. But yeah,
Matt
so
has no authority over me anymore. I can say whatever I want.
He knows where you live.
yeah, he knows where you live.
No, actually, you know what? Matt's never been to my house, so he doesn't know where I live.
He
knows
has
what
you on
city.
Snapchat,
God dang, I keep forgetting.
and you have your Snapchat map. I know,
Yeah,
because I see that, and I see both of you just hanging, but not really hanging, because
social distancing. I got my second vaccine yesterday. My God, that sucks. Okay, first of all, I don't want to deter anyone from getting the vaccine. Please go get it if you haven't. It's the only way we're gonna get out of this pandemic. It's the quickest way we're gonna get out of it, and I just want to go back to living a normal life. That being said, it sucks getting. Okay, well, not actually getting it. So I got the vaccine, right? I drive up, they stick the needle in your arm, and they put it in. I work with kids with autism, so I fall into this like medical category that's the tier 1, which is why I was able to grab it in the first place. Um, so I get home and my arm is sore from the shot, right? But it doesn't get bad until like around 7 p.m. my time, where I start feeling kind of lightheaded and dizzy. And the first shot, I also got this like lightheadedness, but it wasn't as bad. This time it was pretty bad, and I got I eventually around 8 p.m. I started getting the chills. So I was like wrapped up in a blanket, and it was I hated like every second of that. It just sucked.
to be fair, like that's probably, with some vaccines that you get when you're a child, that's the case sometimes anyways. Probably not as much because they probably perfect it over time. But this is a new vaccine. Like, some vaccines hurt, and some vaccines get sore, as
Yeah, no, definitely, and I'm someone who's taken vaccines for for as long as I can remember, and again, I'm not saying this to tell you, I got it, you shouldn't get it like that. That's not why I'm telling the story. It's just, given the fact that this vaccine was one of the fastest produced, I think the fastest, you know, obviously there's gonna be little hiccups here and there, but I don't even think they're hiccups. I think that's just a side effect. I think whether they did it within a year or within 5 years, I think those side effects would have been there. Either way, I'm just grateful we have it out, and you should definitely go get it. It's gonna suck for a while, but you'll be alright.
I can't wait to get mine.
Isn't it just like for a day or two?
No, like within the first 24 hours, you should experience the side effects, but once you get past it, like I still have a bit of a headache and my arm's so sore, but besides that, I feel fine.
Well, I'm getting my
definitely be
I'm getting my first one Tuesday, and then what is it, 20
Really?
days after that? Yeah. I don't know how my parents pulled it off without saying that I'm a smoker, so I'm just gonna go with it.
You're a smoker?
No, I'm not.
Some smokers actually, depending on what they smoke, especially tobacco, they aren't getting it as much.
I don't know if I've told you guys about this, but when applications started coming out for the vaccine, like my mom and my dad got it early because of, my mom's a smoker and my dad was in the hospital like literally right before COVID happened. So they were eligible to get the vaccine ahead of time because medical conditions. And my mom's like, I'm going to put you down as a smoker so you get the vaccine. And I looked at her and I'm like, no. No, I would rather get it than be called a fucking smoker.
See, and that's the funny thing. I've actually had it too.
Well, yeah, you've had it, but
I triple protection.
The whole situation of it is that, like, you know, apparently in New Jersey they aren't checking like any of this shit. It's just like, you know, oh, you're here for your vaccine, okay, bink, and you're done.
Do you guys hear about those ladies in Florida who like dressed up as old ladies and they basically, you know, lied their way into the vaccine? They got the first one,
but yeah, but they couldn't get their second one.
Yeah,
they lied that they were old ladies, but they dressed up as to get the shot.
Yeah.
I hadn't heard of that, but I believe that fully, especially when the retirement community is humongous in Florida.
It's funny to me, because, you know, how do you get caught? Well, I mean, I know how you got caught. How do you get past it the first time, and then you go back? I'm assuming they went back to the same place. But like, how do you? I don't know. Like, how do you not get caught the first time? I feel like there's something went wrong there. Like someone had to snitch or something. Cause
I think what it was is that, like, they saw their driver's licenses and then, like, the information on the forms, and they were like, somebody lining up here.
But why didn't it work the first time then? Why didn't they do that the first time?
Well,
they're like, oh shit, people are dying. We need to get this out.
A few things. Florida is basically another fucking country at this point because they're fucking crazy down there.
Florida man syndrome.
Yeah, that's it. That's probably why. It's just like, you know, oh, okay, wrong person on the wrong day, they got by, but you know, they caught the right person on the wrong day.
We'll get them next time.
There's also the aspect of... Honestly, I just forgot what I was gonna say.
I don't believe you.
Well, Red, you can now tell your simp story, because it wouldn't be a podcast without you telling a story about you talking to a girl.
Okay, so...
There's more stories than me talking to girls.
Got him. No, so... How do you even start talking about... Why did I bring it up in the first place? Because
you're updating us because we're your friends.
I think, yeah, because you said your computer... You were like, oh, my computer broke, and I was bored, and this and that, because I can't do Pimp My Ranch anymore. No,
but there's something else.
You're like,
okay. Oh, I remember now. It's because we were talking about Mexico. Before Faye started recording, we were talking about Mexico. And we were talking about how school is the way school system works is different. And I was gonna bring up, you know, there's this girl I was talking to, and I met her in Mexico in 2014. I think I might have mentioned her to you guys before, but you know, we got in touch again like last month, and she goes to school in Utah now. She was born in New Jersey. She's from Face State. I thought it was New York, and then when I asked her about it, I was like, "You're born in New York, right?" She's like, "No, New Jersey." I'm like, "Fuck, close enough."
I'm just gonna tell you this: you don't want to date a Jersey girl.
I was gonna say, the New Jersey red flag. New Jersey red flag.
I mean, look, I ain't dating her, so we don't gotta worry about that.
You're talking.
We were talking. We're not talking anymore. Nothing happened. We just kind of like fell out. It was whatever. Anyways, I met her in Mexico. But she lives in Utah now, and she was telling me how oops, I hit my microphone the other way. She was telling me how she had to repeat a grade because like the school systems in Mexico didn't accept like she had to retake a grade because I don't know if it was the American system that didn't accept the grade or if it was the Mexico system that didn't accept the grade, but no, she's behind a grade. But yeah, that's basically it. That's the only reason why I even brought it up.
I thought you were simping. I'm not disappointed.
I mean, we talked for a while, like, you know, it's actually because in 2014 I was 14, she was 13, and we were just talking, and she knew my family because she lived across the street from my grandparents' place, which is how I met her in the first place. And Mexican families, they like to tease you like a lot for any reason they can. You know, you could, you know, for any reason, right? So they were trying to tease me because they thought I liked her. And I mean, I thought she was pretty at the time, right? And all this stuff, you know, whatever. But I never said anything. And so so now a month ago when we were talking, I brought it up. I was just like, "Hey, so did you like me?" And she goes, "Well, did you?" And I'm like, "I mean, I guess I kinda, yeah." She's just, "Oh, well, same." I'm like, "Why didn't you say anything?" And she goes, "'Cause I thought you didn't like me." And I'm like, "Well, this sucks." And then I told her, but like, what would have happened anyway? I was gonna leave in a couple weeks. And she goes, "Well, I would have gotten an ice cream with you or something." And I'm like, "Damn, that sounds really nice, actually." I feel really bad now. And so I told her, "Okay, I'll make it up to you. I owe you an ice cream." And she goes, "What, like a date?" I'm like, "Sure. Whenever, you know, this thing ends." And she's like, "Okay." I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So I have a pending date somewhere with a girl from Utah.
Sim Harlow back at it again.
Well, that's
You know what? I'm
it.
gonna drive up. Wherever you guys meet up, I'm gonna drive up and like whenever I see videos of people like going like to the restaurant that their friends are having a date at, and then like undercover.
I've done that.
I haven't done that, but I really want to do that,
It's
or I want
fun.
someone to do that for me. Like,
Oh, sorry. Keep going.
like I really want to do that, and I was like, hey, I can meet Red, and I can spy on him on his first date, get a live feedback for the Sim Harlow.
Oh, you know what? That brings up another good story. See, this is I'm good with podcasts because I could tell all these kinds of stories. But like
For
3
me, it
years
depends
ago,
on the type of podcast, because
we're just goofing around right now.
Yeah, this is literally the embodiment of Pimp My Ranch, but instead of us playing Minecraft, it's going to be several other games and cameos of different cars.
Yeah, you could get your BMG audience introduced to us through this as well.
If they're even going to be interested in it, because I'm basically driving a car that they've never seen before anyways. Well, they've seen it, but it's not really been seen a lot, because it's not really a car that breaks.
Is that why they watch your videos? Because you just break cars and they get to laugh at you?
Yeah.
it's basically a crash simulator. At least that's what Facebook.
Yeah, you know what? That's fair.
Yeah, but like, here's the thing, you know, right now, the impending doom is I'm driving on skinnies on, you know, curvy roads, and oh boy, yeah, just every turn it doesn't turn, so.
Okay. Well,
Death trap.
what was I saying? I was
How do
saying
you put
something.
skinny jeans on a car?
It's skinny
With
tires.
I knew I just wanted to make the joke.
It was a good joke, Cass. I liked it.
So my brain didn't connect it to skinny tires. I was like, what?
Oh crap. Oh, we were talking about the spying on a friend. So, like 3 years ago, I was hanging out with my cousins for New Year's. My cousins, they're brothers, but one is 2 years older than the other. The older cousin, Cesar, he's my age. I'm 4 months older than him. And then the younger one, Eric, is 2 years younger than both of us. Well, Cesar, he has a girlfriend, and he was hanging out at my house. They're both hanging out at my house for New Year's. And then Cesar said he was gonna go on a date with his girlfriend. And so he's kind of ditching us, and I'm like, okay, wow. He's like, sorry, but like not really, because he had no regrets. And I didn't blame him, right? But the thing about his girlfriend is she lives near where I live, and he said he was gonna take her to Starbucks. And I know, and there's a Starbucks. I know where the closest Starbucks to my house is. So I told my cousin, I think I know which Starbucks he's going to. What if we just put on like big jackets and sunglasses and like hats and just go and spy on him? And so that's what we did. And this is me totally assuming he was gonna go to that one, because there was a chance he could have gone to another one. and I just would have been wrong. But you know, we're totally like we're just assuming he's going to this one, and so we show up and we're there for like half an hour and they haven't arrived yet. And I'm telling Eric, you know what? He might not be coming here. And as we're like deciding whether or not to go, we see them walking in. So I go sit at a table on the other side of the store, and Eric sits on the booth right next to them. And they had no idea, like, the entire time. I ordered a drink and I went up, I grabbed it. Eric walked by them into the bathroom. They didn't realize at all. Around the end of the day, or because they were there for like an hour or so, Eric and I took pictures at Cesar's car. And so then we went back home. And Eric didn't tell them until they got home. And we showed them all the photos and everything, and I'll show you the photos later, but yeah, that was a lot of fun.
It's better to spoil it for them after, that way they had the peace.
Yeah.
And then they get home and it's like, oh no.
But it's so funny because when we told his girlfriend, she was super embarrassed, and she goes, and to this day she tells me, "You're the reason why whenever I enter a restaurant, I always look around to see who's inside." Because we just made her paranoid. Oh man, those are good days.
See, now this is why Red was like, yeah, get your vaccine, because he misses being in society, so that he can help his friends simp and not only himself simp.
I want my vaccine, but they're really slow in my county. Like, my dad only got his because he's part of the VA here. And, like, I think he'd be, like, special, like higher risk. But they're only doing the 65 and up higher risk. And he's 63.
Oh, dang. I wonder what it must be like for those folk who are, like, a year below the cutoff. They're like, are you serious? Like, I'm basically there, you know?
I think depending on the case of what's happening, it's probably just a let slide or like, we'll see.
How old are you? 64. Oh, 65? Yeah, no, go ahead. Like that kind of thing?
I don't know exactly, but I really want to get mine, but my county's being very slow. And like, I don't even think I can sign up right now. Good. And also their website's like trash. Like 2011. Not quite 90s internet, but like 2011.
Like that, the internet that like it just looks like it's not supposed to work, and it somehow does.
Yeah, but it's not cringy colors. Oh, a little bit.
I like how you edited that statement afterwards. You're like, it's not cringe. You know what? I take it back. Just a little.
Tiny bit cringe in the color scheme. But yeah, I can't wait for vaccine. And I'm not even signed up yet.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure I can't.
I just want everyone to get it so we could all, you know.
I want it.
I was talking to my cousins, you know, the same ones. Whenever I mention my cousins, it's these two, and occasionally I'll include our best friend Chris in there because we're a squad. But I was talking to my cousins. I'm like, we're gonna have like a hugging party when this is all over. We all just go around, just hug everyone. I don't care who you are. Like I just, you know, just invite a ton of our friends.
Everyone's getting born. Merry Christmas.
You know, it's just all the holidays rule. Also, I heard face moan. Are you good, buddy?
No, I'm fine. I was just mad because I couldn't see the whatchamacallit, the fucking gears that I'm in. That's all.
Should we also talk about my island and that sort of thing?
I like how unorganized this is. Like, hey, she would also talk about this.
Oh like, yeah, I guess
we're totally making this up as we go along.
Like, there's a rough itinerary, but I just want to make sure that
is there.
Like, Yes,
not
it's
aware.
in the chat from the 23rd.
I shall take your word for it.
Okay.
But
Do you want me to cover it?
Yeah, you can cover the Pimp My Island.
So we did announce Pimp My Island near the end of Season 2. We still haven't done the season finale for Season 2. But we're also on hold for Pimp My Island because with Project Nebula, we're waiting to see what the opinion of the general server is, if we're going to fully reset or just change where spawn is and do like an expansion. Especially because this is a major update in terms of terrain and everything else. And we wouldn't be able to start this until like maybe May or April, or like late April, I'm not entirely sure anyways. It will be a goal to do it, although we just want to make sure that we have all the time to put into it.
Yeah.
Like if we, like it's a long-term project, definitely.
Like, you know, to make an island completely like self-sustaining, like that's a lot of work. And especially like, you know, getting a glimpse into a lot of the farms recently, like that a lot of other people have built on the server, it's like, oh boy, a raid farm, that's not easy to set up. Oh, an auto sorting system? Oh, that's not that easy either. So we don't want to go.
The raid farm's a little bit technical, but you know.
Well, still, like, you know, I've never built one, and so hasn't read.
Yeah,
so,
I know. I mean,
so it's like, you know,
I could figure out a sorting system.
If anyone from the server is watching, like, kudos to you if you build that kind of stuff, man. Like, whenever I played Minecraft, I just did a lot of the PvP stuff. You know, just tournaments and mini games. I never did anything smart with it.
Then where were you for game night last night?
Last night?
Yeah,
we
did Nebula Wars. It was a big PvP event that I set up.
It's on the big server, so you can't log on.
Yeah, dude. Like, I cannot open Minecraft.
Yeah, then again, if you go to spawn, your computer crashes. Yeah, you do
that
and
too.
It was at spawn.
Like that night we played Hypixel. I had no problems whatsoever performance-wise.
So what we need to do is the next Nebula server, instead of playing on 1.17, we start on Alpha, and then we play through like every month the server updates a version.
That sounds like something a YouTuber would do. Like
I know
Minecraft,
a few people from.
But it updates.
I think a few YouTubers a while back did it. I think one of the Hermitcraft members, Green, was on the server for a little bit.
Oh, Green, I remember that guy.
But yeah, it's just the whole position of the server right now. Like, I know, we talk about like, oh, we're not supposed to let, a potential reset of the whole world hold us back from a project like that. But like, the Pimp My Island series is going to be something like so special to do because it's like, us learning, and then, all of a sudden, like, 2 months later, oh yeah, server's resetting. All the work that we just did is just kind of for nothing at that point, and we have to redo it all.
This is not confirming that the server will reset. It's just
from
case.
Yeah, it is a big if right now, but I don't know if you guys have. Cass, I think you've looked in the channels a little bit, but like the 1.17.
I haven't looked since before I took my week break from Nebula, because I was getting too irritated in a lot of ways, and then. You guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear
you. Okay, my Discord started to not respond, but I took a break from Nebula for a week, and one of the last things that happened was that I started getting too irritated in the 1.17 chats to where I couldn't form sentences, and then people were misunderstanding me. I was already at a breaking point. I was getting too irritated, getting to anger. Anger casts bad. Anger cast doesn't come out often. So I was need to break off. But I haven't looked since then.
I can say It's been a bit better. I know more people are now talking about a reset instead of like, oh, what's wrong with the current world? Because that's basically all that fucking chat was for the first 3 days.
Really?
Yeah, it was literally like, yeah, but the marketplace is a maze. And Spawn's a maze, the lag issues, and like, I was talking to Matt about it, and I was like, none of this is related to a reset. This is literally just to toss ideas out. This isn't like an extension of like the town hall meeting for this month. And
the thing is, if we were not to reset, Spawn would be moved to the new area.
Yeah.
And that's part of it.
And it
would, tiny bit.
It would be a lot less laggy and shit like that.
But also be decentralized.
Yeah.
Would it be done like through world edit, or is it like pack up and go kind
of? It's like Spawn will like be like at
would
like
be
say like 20,000.
Sure.
Instead of 00-ish.
Basically, what we mean, Red, is if we were to keep the current world, we would make a new spawn area in new chunks for 117. But that would be very far away, and the old spawn would still exist there for people to go back to. So it would. It would more or less give the people the option to migrate. If they want to go to the new land and the new spawn and everything, they have that option. But then, if you want to stay behind, you stay behind.
Cause like, and here's me talking, right? Like, and here's someone who has to plan a server in like over a month. I think you'd pull back a lot of, I guess, retention if you just did an update. Cause like, when you get to the top, like, whoa, what's after, you know?
I mean, some people still find motivation in certain things, but like, there have been people definitely that have been wanting a reset for maybe a year. Like, this is a 2-year-old server. Not to say that we couldn't just have a server that lasts forever, but there are also some things that when Matt created this server world, because this is the second version of Project Nebula that I remember, this is second world because the first one didn't go too well. There are some things that weren't organized, especially at spawn, because it was the second world and there was like some feedback issues and people were like, don't tell me what to do. And Matt was kind of like, this, plus we're more experienced with Minecraft and just adminning it. Like, I'm very much pro reset of the world, but I'd be happy regardless. Like, I
mean, look, if you told me you're gonna reset the world tomorrow, I'd probably go get a new laptop by next week.
Wow, really? That's all it is? Fuck, I'm messaging Matt right now.
No, us messaging Matt isn't going to do anything about that. But, because it can't be just one person that decides it. We have a humongous server to consider, and everyone's opinion matters to some degree. And,
in the end, it's going to be left up to the community. Is basically
yes,
what
and
we're
saying.
Hello? Am I back?
Hi, hello.
Hi.
Pimp
Island, either way, won't be happening in the next 2 months, even if we find out the server is not going to reset. That's the base thing. Like, it probably won't happen, even if we find out and we do a vote and everything else, or whatever we decide to do for the community of the server. Even if we find out that we're not going to fully reset, we will not be able to get to it in the next 2 months. Maybe.
Yeah, like, especially for like me and Cass as like staff members on Nebula, like there's gonna be so much like logistical shit that we're gonna have to do at the beginning of the new server, to where like, not even like ourselves, we're gonna have like a functioning.
I think you misheard me. If we don't reset.
Oh, I thought you were talking about in the new world.
The new part of the world, even though we're not resetting?
Oh, in the new part of the... Well, no, if we stay in the current world, we're doing it on the same island.
Correct, but either way, we'd have preparation regardless of whether we reset the entire world or if we need to get ready the second part of the world either way, we'll have preparation. Plus, like I'm a university student that's in a STEM degree that's all online with a bunch of boomer teachers. I'm struggling as it is to just think. Not even just think STEM, just think.
Yeah, I mean, cause that's the other thing too. I feel like resetting it would just kind of put a lot more pressure on staff.
No, I wouldn't think.
I mean,
I wouldn't think so necessarily.
Because you're starting from scratch again, though. Like when you have something set and done, kind of go with the flow. No,
I think
Yep.
I think something that like is never really mentioned is that like I don't want to go saying too much with like about this, but
Like I'll stop you face if you go too far.
I think a majority of son of a bitch. I think the majority of the staff is like okay with the beginning, like the starting over the server, doing all of that stuff again. Because like as of recently, like some of the new helpers that we brought on, like Ray, he's been killing it with like the spawn beautification work and everything. Like spawn is getting so much better with like the way it looks and everything. And
It is.
have you mod yet?
no,
There isn't a mod application period yet.
I wouldn't know. Like straight up.
There's only been 2 mod application periods ever. One of them was when I applied in November of 2019, well October, but November of 2019. And the last one was when 4 moderators were added.
I convinced Tan to do it.
Tan should have done it regardless.
True, but
Like if we were only able to add 2 mods, she would be in my top 2.
Matt told me, hey, you should talk to Tan to see if she wants to do it. And then I talked to Tan, and she's like, I don't know, and I'm like, do it. She's like, okay, and then she did it, and she got in. And then a few months later, I came back, and I was like, well, who's the moderator now? She goes, yeah, I wasn't gonna do it, but since you mentioned it, I went for it, and well, here I am, and thanks. And I was like, yeah.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised Matt didn't tell you to convince me to do it.
Because you're just recently, cause you're just
Tan and Face were joined at the same exact time for helper.
as helper, really?
Yes. Because there was only 1 helper application period before that. The second one was when the last moderation ones were added.
And
Matt did give me a list of who to talk to.
And I know this, like, I don't want to seem cocky about it or anything, but like the way Matt and Glenn kind of brought it up with me at the time when the moderator applications went out, and I was like, kind of like a hard no for applying for a position. I probably would have gotten it too. Like just by the way they kind of talked about it, like either way, I feel like I probably would have gotten the position, but it's just like at the time, like way too much responsibility for me. Like then I have to help out with applications, and then God, I don't even know half of the fucking duties for what a moderator does, but like it.
And it's okay that you can be aware of something's too much out of your league. Not out of your league, but if you know that something's gonna be too much for you to take on, that just shows more maturity with it, because you know your limits.
Yeah, like I could say this, like now, if I had the option, I would probably consider it a little bit more, but like I would have to like say, hey, listen, I'm gonna be pretty, kind of laid back about it and everything. Like I'm not gonna like there might be some moderator duties that I might not be able to fulfill because it's just the shit that I'm genuinely not good at. Like accepting
interacting with other people.
Well, no, not that necessarily.
Dang.
Red was.
She just went for you, dude.
I'm joking a tiny bit.
Hey, listen. Look at what happened with all the player retention. Red leaves.
Called you a loser.
Red, the HR department of the server, leaves, and look at this. We get player retention issues.
Okay, but see, I left for the same reason Face is talking about now, and that I just I felt like I was already not slacking. I don't want to say slacking, but I was already having trouble keeping up with the moderator duties. And then when we started adding the checking the shops, I remember the first day I was when I was gonna finally do the shop check, because I think that it was due the next day. I was just having like problems. I couldn't log onto the server, and it was getting more frustrating than it was fun. And that's when I decided, you know what, I can't do this. Like, I don't want to do this if it's just not gonna be fun for me anymore. And I don't want to let Matt down or the others down. So it'd be better if I just relieved myself of these duties and said I can't keep up. What I mean, more so because again, it's just my computer. Maybe it's my fault, maybe it's not, but it's just not running. The Minecraft. It's not even like 1.16. It's just it gives me a lot of problems, more problems than I care to deal with. And I'll even say this: like when it came to Pimp My Ranch, a lot of times I was getting frustrated because I'm trying to log on and I can't, but that's harder to say no because I know that's an ongoing series
that you already committed to, and then
yeah,
I'm trying to fulfill what I already committed, and there's an ending point that's coming soon.
Yeah, I was like, I just gotta hold out for a few more days, and I don't have to log on to the server anymore. I love your server, Matt. Please. But yeah.
I could just think of like that standpoint, like that's probably the same reasons why I'm not a moderator now, because there are
apply?
Yeah, or well, why I didn't apply, like why I'm not one, and that's because like I don't want it to become like a job necessarily. Like I don't want it to feel like it's taxing on me, because I'm kind of just doing this for the fun of it. It's not like, I'm doing this for like, hey, I want the server to be better and shit like that. No, everything we do is still a dumpster fire. Game night last night was the exact fucking definition of that.
Yeah, like, I was waiting for the Among Us event, which is the second event, and I, like, hopped into, like, the event general call at like, 6:10, and I was like, because I remember hopping in like 5 minutes before 6. I was like, oh, we're gonna do one more round. I was like, I don't know how long this round is, so that I joined at like 6:10, went to 6:30. Me being in that channel was like, face, what the fuck?
Well, now that you know, Cass, it was a good thing we did that second round because I figured out a lot of flaws that we had in the game.
That's good.
So,
however, I just wanted to play Among Us, so I was a little upset.
Hey, we still did. We still managed to play all the games for about an hour.
Yes.
So I still feel like we did pretty good. It was just the scheduling got a bit fucked because we didn't think the game would last that long. But like that's just the whole thing of why I never applied, is that I just don't want it to become a job and then go like, hey, you know what, this isn't fun to me anymore, and have that let me get all burnt out about the server. And I could probably say that was a good decision in the long run, because look at all the shit I'm doing now. I'm doing Sanctuary, the fucking TARDIS. Like, if I applied to be a moderator with some of the stresses that are going on right now, I probably wouldn't be doing that shit right now, because it's a more... It's like a higher position.
Do you want to know what's the saddest part about not being able to log into the server? I was gonna make you a birthday cake for your birthday. Just a simple cake from everything from the ranch. I wasn't gonna go out and buy anything. I was gonna pick out everything from the ranch. The eggs and the wheat and all that. And I just couldn't log on to do it. And I got really sad. I was like, God damn it.
Yeah, do you want to know what else you can't log on for? The fucking autograph book that is still sitting at Cass's base.
I put it in a chest.
You signed it?
I signed it.
Oh, you did sign it? I thought you never did.
Yeah, no. For a signature. Or something, I don't know.
I left it in your chest, right, Cass? And
yeah, I didn't realize that chest was something I needed to sign for like at least a week. and that included days I wasn't on the server. I just like, at one point I looked at it, I was like, wait a second, I didn't put this here. I don't usually put down single chests. After like forever, I was like, oh shit.
Oh, whoops. But yeah. I don't remember what's in that, but... Face, how are we looking on time?
We are at 44 minutes.
Okay. We I guess it's Face's turn to talk. Lead the conversation.
One thing.
Yes. Yes, Cass.
Face.
Yes.
Look at the itinerary.
What?
Just look at it. Keep on track.
But I was actually going to bring up something about Blockworld City on the server.
Honestly, I don't know what the fuck that is, but let me know.
Okay, so I guess I'll talk about it now. So what I'm doing is I'm doing a city like similar to how Sanctuary was, if the both of you remember the Sanctuary city, where new players can come and build. And I'm doing that, but from my old server, me, Joseph, and a bunch of the guys from that server are going to incorporate a lot of our old builds into it. So I'm going to rebuild like one of our old town halls. The TARDIS is technically like memorabilia from that server. And right now, I can talk about these plans because it's my thing. So I'm going to give it all away right here. So if people miss out on
don't forget, I'm going to prank your base with the TARDIS.
No. But
it won't touch the TARDIS, but it'll still be a prank.
So one late night, me and Joseph were kind of brainstorming for the actual city area where we're gonna put a lot of like, oh, you can get like Goodwill tools here. There's a mob farm here, or like a creeper farm in one of these buildings. There's
creeper.
One of the things that Joseph is doing is he's building the dorms from the college that he goes to. He's rebuilding them to be like a starter area for people to use for like a few days.
Of all the things you're gonna model, why would you model it after your dorms?
Because it's kind of funny at the same time because he's actually built this before.
God.
So he knows what to do.
I feel like college dorms are basically like prison cells, but with more hormones and more freedom.
I don't know about more hormones, but yeah, definitely more freedom.
Because they're like young adults.
I don't know. I mean,
well,
if you went to prison, you just get smacked in the face with testosterone.
Well, I can say
that's not what I mean. Like hormonal.
Oh, like fucking town hall meeting.
Like crying.
Like everything's a mess. Like.
I'm sorry, Face. This is your moment, and Cass and I are stealing it. Continue.
For like prison, yes.
So one of the ideas that we're going over now is if either of you watch any of the Hermitcraft, videos. Okay, then you guys don't know about this, but basically two of the members right now, B00, who I know and love, and Star.
These names are familiar to me.
Well, if you go and look on their...
so no?
Well, if you go on their channels, you can see their current project is building like a 1920s city area.
Oh, that's cool.
Is it in black and white?
No, it's not in black and white.
Is it segregated?
I don't know.
Probably. Unfortunately.
It's only segregated for people with the name Red Harlow. He can't use half the buildings.
Fine.
It's because he's red.
I'll just go make my own buildings.
And it's not in black and white.
So
that'd be cool if it was black and white.
Well, there's not really a plan to it yet, but we have an idea on how to make the area now to where the main street is literally going to be themed after New York. So we're gonna have like skyscrapers, and then outside of that, we're gonna put suburban homes, and then outside of that, we're gonna put like farming areas. And incorporate all of like the base level shit for like players to get resources into all of that.
What decade of New York?
We don't know
1940s yet. New York. Let's get that Noor era coming in.
All as I know is that we're making like a block, like type area, and it's going to be a bunch of tall buildings.
In block game?
In block game, you're gonna make a block area? Wow. How'd you come up with that one?
Sorry, Face.
Minecraft block game. Best game.
Me and Cass keep shitting on you. I'm sorry. I didn't.
Well, he is the bird.
Yeah, dude, you shit on my car. kind of sucks. Why do you do that?
Thank God this shit's almost over.
Hey, he said shit.
Hey, that's a bad word. You shouldn't fucking say that.
Oh, boo fucking who?
No, also it's a bad word according to Twitch.
Simp. Oh, hi, Willow.
Willow, I have not heard Willow's lovely voice in a while.
Actually, here could be our finishing topic. There was
Sure.
a report recently of a school in New Jersey that apparently caught a bunch of like 4th or 5th graders calling a girl a simp, and the school labeled it as offensive.
I guess. I'm confused.
I saw it pop up one morning, and I was like, how? Like, they're not even using the word correctly, because isn't that a word, like, more for guys than it is girls? That's like...
I actually, I don't know.
I believe it is more so targeted at a male audience for it to be for, but I think it's more so that they're simping over some female feminine person.
Well, no, they weren't simping for her. They were calling her a simp for simping for someone.
So, like, a lesbian could be a simp. That's what I'm trying to get at.
Oh, okay, I see what you mean.
Yes. So it's mainly directed at men. But also, I think regardless it would be directed at men. But I think also, it doesn't matter what the word is if it's attacking someone. I mean, if it's a certain type of word, it shouldn't be used as a blanket statement. But if it's being used to attack a certain person, then they have to recognize that it's a problem.
But like, I feel like that's a dangerous game to play, because like, what if you just, you know, let's say you use bottle, and to like
the Justin Bieber water bottle.
I don't know. You just start calling people
flashback.
bottle as like an insult. Like, does the school now ban bottle?
No.
I mean, that's what the school ended up doing, is that they were like, you know, listen, if students keep continuing to use this word, you're going to get detention. And I'm like, I'm sitting there reading this, and I'm like, they don't understand, like, this isn't a bad word.
Face shows up and like, that's not how you use the word.
Well, no, it's not that. It's like even the word simp can just be used as calling someone like simple.
I feel like they should ban the action, not the word, because in that context, they're just bullying someone.
Yeah.
If
okay.
You're bullying
someone, I'm on board with that.
That I can understand, but it's like the thing about this like becoming a thing. Like, I'm now thinking to myself, watch this become like a new like bad word for kids to go, oh, I used that word. Like, it's just ridiculous, like, for me to think of for some odd fucking reason. I don't know why.
Language is very interesting in that sense, because like saying bitch, you could use it both ways, right? Like, there's people who like, the old girls who go to their friends and go, hey bitch, and then there's like girls who like go to people and go, you fucking bitch, you know, like, it's kind of like a cat sense.
More than anything.
Yeah, context matters. So.
I feel like with specific words, like, if somebody notices that's a certain issue with a certain person being bullied with a certain word, they could just let other teachers know that this word to this person is not good to use, and you should be wary of it, and you should take note of people using it around that person. And I kind of just feel like there are certain words that you can't say to certain people,
sure, because
of the connotation it could have with it.
No, and I think in those cases, like the N word or the F word, I think there's a general consensus around that. You know you're not supposed to use those words. But like with simp, like, that's I think there's just like a lot of dancing room around that. Because
I feel like yes, obviously the F word and the N word, but I mean more so like the more subtle terms that may indicate the same issue that those words cause, but it's not out there. It's like more laced within the verbiage. If you know what I mean.
Kinda. I think it just goes back to that, like, just how are you using it?
I mean, like, for one thing, like, kids probably these days, like, knowing Gen Z and everything else, they probably, like, see, like, a certain type of girl, and it's like, is she a horse girl or is she a lesbian?
A what?
Alright, before we open up...
lesbian, you know what that means.
I don't. I do not know what that means.
Earrings. It's because they're earrings.
Okay, before we open up a whole can of worms, we should start to wrap this up. We're at 55 minutes. we'll have to...
I actually don't know I don't know where Cass is going with that,
well, you know what, Cass, next podcast, you can have a whole topic talking about this.
Lesbian earrings?
Sure.
I really want them, but I can't wear them because one of my ear piercings is stupid. By the way, don't get your ears pierced at Libby Lou or Claire's. They fuck up your ears.
Can't you, like, sue them or something?
I mean, I got my ears pierced when I was like 7, and I noticed at like 16. And I got mine pierced at Libby Lou, which isn't in existence where I got it.
Yeah, just sue them.
You can't sue what doesn't exist.
You go dance on their grave, I guess.
Give me the address to the grave and I'll fucking dance on it.
You got your ears pierced, you can find it.
I'm tired and hungry and I really need to study, but I'd rather just be hyper and be a nuisance.
Well,
you can be hyper.
Are we good to end it here?
Yes.
No. I have one more thing left to say. You gotta buy my merch, man.
Motherfucker. I mean, technically we do have merch. We got the Gus shirt.
Merch now?
We have the Gus shirt.
I have Gus shirt.
Yeah,
He's not really part of my ranch, though. He's just Nebula General.
Yeah, but it's technically merch.
That one game night we had?
Faces merch, though.
We need to play Jackbox again. I love that T-shirt game.
I love it
We
so
played
much.
Jackbox last night, Red.
Did you really?
Yes, I have one of the Jackbox games now.
Our lobby didn't have that game, but I still love Kooplash and Jack.
We actually, Cass, after you left, we ended up playing TKO.
Oh, that's...
I mean, I understood why you guys were like, come back, but I was like, my friend called me, I was like, yo, I got you coffee, let's go be chaotic. Let's go be gremlins. Like,
let's go be nuisances.
And by nuisances, like, we just talked about ADHD and pet a dog.
Oh, God.
I have to go pick up my dog in a bit.
Well, speaking of having Red have to go pick up dog, hopefully you've enjoyed the first episode of Pimp My Podcast. If you want to
make a second name for it too.
Leave in the comments below topics that you want to talk about, and also a second name for this podcast for some reason.
And also future guests that you'd like to have.
Yeah, and future guests. Probably next episode we're gonna either get Matt or Dahl to get on here. So, and we'll figure out if we're gonna do this every other week or monthly. I'm hoping monthly, because
I want every other week.
Every 3 weeks.
How about twice a month?
That's every other week.
No, because some months have 5 weeks in it.
Not necessarily.
That is something for us to figure out later on, but hopefully you have enjoyed, everybody, and we'll see you next time. Any last words?
Buy my merch.
You heard it, folks.
Buy off my Amazon wishlist.
Oh, God.